Hello, and welcome back to my absolutely professional and very serious and very consistent channel. I have so much to say in this intro, so if you'd prefer to just go straight into the list, feel free to skip to this time. Because unlike my other videos, this intro is going to be pretty long. Okay, for those of you that still stayed, I truly need you to understand my thoughts for this video. I've thought about doing this specific video for quite a while, but I've always felt kind of weird doing it. One of the biggest reasons being that in the 0.0001% chance he sees this video, I don't want there to be a misunderstanding that there are some songs of his that I don't like, because that couldn't be further from the truth. Every single one of his songs are bangers, which is unheard of for me. I'll go into that more once we get into the top placements for this list, but Sam Walwyn is by far, the single most underrated thing in this entire universe. You know, out of all the games I've played, out of all the shows I've watched, 100% this guy is the most underrated person I've ever experienced. And I said that a lot of things are underrated, but absolutely nothing comes close to this guy. It is incredibly baffling to me, the songs that get popular today. And when I hear them in comparison to Sam's songs, it's literally day and night. I cannot say enough positive things about this person's music, and I hope after watching this video, even if it's just one singular person, you understand the impact of such a brilliant mind. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm also doing it because this Mario Kart ranking is so tedious to make because of so many factors, and I kinda wanna sleep on that for a second while putting something else out. Anyway, for this ranking, I'm not gonna be putting the songs into the tiers because I can't. Like I said in the beginning, all of his songs are good, so I'm just gonna be putting them in order from my least favorite to my favorite. All the rules from all my other ranking videos still apply, based on vibes, although I do get a bit more in depth with the lyrics for this video. With all that said, let's get right into the video so I can show you the work of this brilliant person.
I'm like, fuck you and I fuck her too.
So I'm going to say this over and over because I really need this to be understood. I adore every single one of these songs. This really isn't a ranking video as much as it is just a glazing video and listing each song and what I love about each song. At the end of the day though, I do have to put them in an order, and after going through all of his songs multiple times, this one unfortunately ended up at this position. The biggest reason this one is at the bottom of my list is because, while it's obviously an amazing song, it doesn't feel like a song by him to me personally. Like, diversity is super important, but this one doesn't really live up to the transcendence of the other songs in his discography. Also, this is a genre of music that I typically enjoy, but never put it at the top of things that I want to listen to. It's super powerful and very blatant, which is great. Just doesn't live up to the rest of the songs. It's also a bit repetitive. I've always been curious though, how are artists able to make songs like these and then not have like a crippling fear that their ex will hear it and like say something about it?
I don't need friends, they disappoint me.
I broke someone's heart today.
This one is pretty similar to Nothing But the Worst. This one definitely sounds more Sam Walwyn-esque, and I love that about this one. And while many, if not most, of Sam's songs repeat many times, for some reason, I'm not the biggest fan of the repetition in this song. And this isn't a criticism, as I am not a critic. I am purely sharing my personal opinion, but some of the lyrics in this song do feel a little bit awkward, like the verse after the first chorus.
I'm sad. I'm sad.
I wanna end it.
This is a song where the verses I don't really have strong opinions on, but the chorus is amazing. I don't really have too much to say about this song because I kind of shared all my opinions about songs like this in the previous 2 songs, so just copy paste what I said about those and apply them here.
Lately, I've been thinking.
Unlike the previous songs, I enjoy this song equally the whole way through. Which is why it's this low, because there really isn't a part of this song that stands out super strong. I really love this song, and it's super catchy, but nothing stands out, so here it stands. So, this is a genre that I typically don't care for, but obviously since we're talking about Sam, it's absolutely gorgeous. And that's the only reason it isn't higher. It's a I wish I liked this song more type of vibe. But I truly think that if you're trying to get into his music, this is a perfect start. Because I feel like a majority of people really enjoy this type of music. Super chilling and haunting. Never ceases to amaze me that he isn't more popular.
Play that song, the one that makes me go all night long. I wish that I could stay.
The very beginning of this song reminds me of the chorus of Not the Best Texter, which is pretty cool. For me personally, this song sounds pretty different from the rest of his discography. Like, there's definitely hints of country throughout his songs, but this one reminds me directly of a country song, which is great. Country gets a bad rap today, and I hate to admit it, but I actually do like the vibe of country music. But of course, Sam is able to perfect it and implement it in a way where it just sounds perfect. Very reminiscent. And I'm not sure if it's a time signature change, but I love how the chorus kind of derails expectations. It's really cool. A complete 180 of P.S. I Never Liked Your Friends, the lyrics of this song are really what makes it for me. I'm not the #1 fan of the intro of this song, but the rest of the song is so devastatingly beautiful. When I first heard this song, I kinda didn't like how the chorus doesn't have an obvious start, but after hearing it a couple times, I think it's one of my favorite parts now. I'm not even going to try to analyze the lyrics because I have a hard time articulating the meaning of songs, but it truly is something that I feel deep down, especially the lyrics of, I don't have the strength to take that loss right now, cut this and obviously put the music. Like, bro, come on now. I get chills every single time I hear it.
Should we retake that?
Why?
I don't know if that's funny.
No.
They say we're here just for the sponsors.
That's not why we're here, though.
I'm sick of feeling worthless.
With the songs I've been talking about recently, they tend to follow the trend of, I'm not the #1 fan of the intro, but I love the chorus. And it's the same for this song. I honestly have very similar opinions of this song that I do for Leave You Behind. This song just sounds slightly less sad. But the reason I like it slightly more is purely because of how it sounds. I just slightly vibe with this one more. One way I think it's easy to tell that a song is really good is when you start to think about it as you're going about your day. And not in a this song is stuck in my head way, in a I can't believe this song is this good, and I can't believe how unique and comfortable of an environment it makes, not even when I'm actively listening to it, even when I just think about it way. Wow, what a beautiful song. Even though this is one of his older songs, I actually only recently listened to it. This was one where I had to listen to it a couple of times to truly understand its beauty. And today, wow, it is so beautiful. There's so many additions and embellishments to this song that make it sound even better, like these gorgeous reverb pianos towards the middle, the implementation of the drums in the middle, obviously guitar riffs, which are kinda an aspect that he's known for, perfectly fitting vocal harmonies, And it's just so chill, which is a kind of different vibe than many of his other songs. I mean, they're all pretty chill, but like this one is just different, you know? I also love the ending where he's like, for you, for you. Super, super nostalgic and elegant. Now we're getting into the stuff that I basically listen to multiple times a day and will never get tired of. I mean, I do that with all the other songs, but anyways, it's fine. The first time I listened to this song, I actually didn't really like it, especially the guitar parts at the beginning. But, unlike many other songs, it was literally like the flip of a switch, where one day I just randomly really liked it, and it never switched back. I absolutely love this song. I love the bridge of this song. It's probably my favorite part, but I don't know. The chorus just sounds so cathartic. I mean, hell, the entire song sounds so cathartic. Just like, screw it. You did something awful and hurt me so bad, so what else do you expect me to do? It's like, it's just super refreshing and super great.
So this is the thanks I get for working overtime.
Why am I always the therapist?
Oh my god. The chorus of this song. I wish I could say that this is my favorite chorus of any of his songs, but I just can't because the top 4 are genuinely life-changing. But I mean, still, oh my god. The chorus of this song is one of the most beautiful things my ears have ever heard. I just don't understand how something could be so perfect, or how perfectly the stars align for me to be able to have this on my For You page. The only thing that's really holding this song back from being in my top 4 is the fact that the verses, again, are not my number 1 favorite, but I cannot express how absolutely brilliant the chorus is.
Pav, you're slowly becoming more isolated because you suck at replying to anyone you're close to.
I'm not the best texter.
This is extremely similar to my description of Date Her. I just like this song consistently more than that one, and I enjoy listening to the intro and verses. You know, before I heard this song, I didn't know much about Sam personally. And I'm obviously not saying that in a parasocial way, but while I joined a few TikTok lives, I never really went to do outside research on who he is as an artist. Then, when this song dropped, I read the description from some of his TikToks about this song, and it mentioned that he had a life-threatening illness that forced him into the hospital where he couldn't communicate at all. And this song is about, well, it kind of says directly in the song. But after hearing that, and watching an interview where he said one of the first ways he was able to communicate again was by playing the guitar, it brought such a new wave of emotion to the song. I already liked it before knowing all that stuff, but after hearing all that stuff, I just can't put into words how beautiful this is. It's hauntingly beautiful. The lyrics are obviously incredibly devastating, and I'm so glad that he was able to take this experience and turn it into something, I don't know if I want to say positive, but it acts as an outlet. Focusing on the song itself though, it just sounds absolutely gorgeous. It really just feels like if you remove the lyrics and just had the instrumental, it would tell the exact same story. I'm sure that this was such a vulnerable song to put together and show the world, so I really truly can't appreciate it enough.
Come to your senses, come to your senses.
Now, I really hate to have a top 4 because that number is so ugly. For a shorter list like this one, I would much prefer to have a top 3. However, we are now in the "this is unironically, actually, literally changed my life" territory. And every single one of these songs apply, so I couldn't leave any of them out. Every single one of these songs, the very first time I heard them, I thought, I cannot believe I've been missing out. When I hear music that gets popular today, I always ask myself why I seem to not like it as much as everyone else. Like, they're enjoyable, sure, but a large majority of people seem to be very moved by them and go out of their way to listen to it multiple times. And while, yes, I love Vocaloid and other niche video game music, I've never had that type of feeling with, like, human-made music. Like, obviously, Vocaloid, yes, and video game music are human-made, but I really hope you can understand what I mean because I can't articulate it very well. But all that was until I heard this song, and the song I will talk about after this one, which made everything click. Anyways, let's actually talk about the song now. This song, to me, is unlike any of his other songs. His songs usually have a pretty common vibe, and while this definitely still feels like a Sam Walwyn type of vibe, it's much, much more ethereal and abstract. There aren't many lyrics, and I could be totally wrong about this, but I feel like that might be the point because the instruments seem to be the forefront of this song. The long, held-out notes are incredibly complemented by the guitars, and the chords are absolutely melodious. This description is already getting really long, and while I could spend hours talking about every aspect of this song and why I like it, I probably should just talk about my standouts, which in reality is the whole song, but you know. My number one favorite part is probably the bridge, where the instruments go quiet, then the guitars start to pick up, then there's a slight difference in the chords, then he goes... I don't think I need to explain why it's so good, just listen to it, and I hope you can hear what I hear. 15 out of 10.
Am I too late?
Before everything I'm about to say, whenever I reference the term first place, just know that I'll always be talking about this song and not literally the first place spot in this list. I'd refer to that as just like my top spot or my number one. Anyway, speaking of first place, this was the first song by Sam that I ever heard. And I immediately said, there's no way this song is this good. And I meant that literally. I was super suspicious because, again, I've never before heard human-made music that I actively enjoy a lot. Then I listened to it again and thought, maybe I'm just in a good mood, or maybe if I hear it multiple times it'll get old quick. And so I did. Then 50 listens later, I realized that maybe this wasn't a fluke. Maybe this was just an absolutely amazing song. And then I was like, this is probably just one song that I really like by him, and that's it. And now here we are with me making an entire ranking video about the songs. The odd thing, though, is that it's a little difficult for me to differentiate this song from many other songs in terms of me explaining it with just words, because on paper, it does sound pretty similar to the rest of his discography. But the feeling of this song is so much different from the rest of them. So, if someone else could tell me why I like this one more than the other ones, that would be great. Thanks. 15 out of 10.
Did Jeffrey really sleep with Kanye? I'm like, I don't know. Like, when you texted me that, I'm like, how would I know that?
I've been busted again. I kind of lied about my top 4, as only 3 of the 4 unironically, literally, actually changed my life. This one not being one of them. The only reason I say that is because this one took a second to warm up to me. I mean, I liked it when I first heard it the first time, but it definitely did not compare at all to First Place and Littered Sense of You. I did indeed start to like it more and more the more I heard it, to the point where it's always been one of my favorites, even if, again, it wasn't on the same life-changing tier as First Place and Littered Sense of You. Going into this list, I was like, it's gonna be pretty obvious what order my top 4 are gonna be placed in, as it's definitely still in the same league as the other 2. Plus, it was another one of the very first songs that I heard by him. It wasn't until actually incredibly recently that I listened to this song, then First Place, as I was putting them in order for this ranking video. Then I was like, I don't know why, but I'm vibing much more with How Would I Know today. And it stuck with me for a couple days after, and here we are. I truly cannot believe that this song beat First Place. As before I heard the number one song in this ranking, I've always said that First Place was the song in first place. But I don't know, this song is just so good. The word I have for this song is comforting. It's so comforting. It truly feels like I'm physically able to go into this song, like I'm physically in there. I don't know. I know that's so weird to say, but I can't really explain with words why I like this song so much. I just enjoy listening to it. Writing this description, I literally repeated it multiple times over and over again and had to stop writing descriptions because I was so absorbed in this song. It's just so good. 15 out of 10. What's kind of crazy to me about this song, and it being above songs that I literally said changed my life and were absolutely amazing the first time I heard it, is I actually didn't really care for this song the first time I heard it. I really liked it, yes, as I do with all of his songs, but it never really stood out to me. But there was always something in the back of my mind that, whenever I was reminded of this song existing, said, Clutter is your favorite song. It was odd because, well, it wasn't. First Place was. So I never really took it seriously and skipped it whenever it would come on. And honestly, as anticlimactic as it is, considering we're at my number one, I can't really tell you when the switch happened. I can't remember if it was a gradual appreciation or a sudden appreciation. All I know is, it's my favorite now. I'd first like to talk about the music, then about how it changed my life. The music itself is obviously incredibly beautiful and calming. It is absolutely haunting. The reverb that so many of the instruments have give it such a comforting and unique vibe. The slow increase of percussion, which really just feels like a bass drum, the slow stacking of harmony, and the eventual absolutely phenomenal conclusion of the song makes this such a perfect thing. And I can't pick a favorite part because the whole thing is consistently equally good. Also, I realize I've never talked about Sam's vocals in any of these songs, and honestly, it's just because I thought it had to go without saying. Like, they're beautiful and they absolutely fit perfectly with every single song. Now, for the reason this song is life-changing, it's pretty simple. I have pretty bad anxiety, and I have a harder time regulating my nervous system when something happens. And music is typically my outlet, but I wouldn't say that there's a song that truly calms me down effectively. That was until I kinda interpreted the lyrics of this song more to talk about not letting things clutter in your mind in a platonic and personal sense rather than in a romantic sense. And with everything else that I've talked about, it truly did and still does help. It doesn't necessarily make me feel like happy or anything, but it does truly remind me and makes me feel that I'm not alone in struggling with this type of thing, even if it's not in a romantic sense. And I can now officially say that now that I've ranked every single song from my Best of the Best playlist with about 1,200 songs that I always talk about, oh, like I put this here based on if it would join my playlist or not. This song is not only my favorite Sam Walwyn song, but my favorite song of all time. And I could not think of a better way to end this decently sized list. And that concludes my ranking list for all of the Sam Walwyn songs. I cannot express to you how much I appreciate this person and their music. I'm speechless. I have no other words to say. Y'all have heard everything I needed to say throughout this video that I needed to say, and I hope that at least one person can go and find his music and think it's like some of the best music ever to ever be ever to exist. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to look forward. I have 2 videos upcoming. I have the Rhythm Heaven Groove video that's going to come up probably next, and then my Mario Kart 8 ranking, which I don't know when that will be out, but like I said in that one video, it'll be out before 2028. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.